I would like to offer an analogy. It is about something else, but I'll just start with the analogy. Say there's this really awesome speaker, and they're coming to the school. They're going to teach a bunch of students, and the students are really excited. They're even helping host the speaker. They're really, really just ready to learn because this person is an expert in their field. They're really talented, and the students all voted for them to come, and they're just stoked. But then the faculty has to start getting involved a little bit because, hey, they're coming to the school, and yeah, the students definitely, you know, need help getting this person here and stuff to a certain degree. But the faculty start using their power and their influence, their position of authority, to keep this person scheduled in meetings with them, to keep this person talking to them because they're a cool person. And while this person has so much to teach the students, the faculty who already have careers, who are already established, the administration start consuming all this person's schedule. All of their time starts getting taken up by the administration. And so they have almost no time to spend with the students. They have almost no time to teach the students. And so the students at the school, even though they wanted this speaker to come, even though they wanted it so much, get almost nothing out of it. And I feel like that is an analogy for what's going on with like politics. We have every branch of the government in the United States filled with people who are biased, who are being bought basically by gifts, by vacations that they are being taken on, by being offered presence and status and going to sports games and all this different stuff by rich, wealthy, multi-billionaires and corporate CEOs and leaders. Lobbyists come in and they remember, hey, that person was super nice to me. They're my friend. I like them. I feel a leaning in their direction. And it happens all the way up to the Supreme Court, the very highest law of the land. There are no people who can tell them no. They decide their own principles. There's almost no regulations on them. And still, they can be given gifts, not have to talk about the vacations they go on. It's totally their decision whether or not they recuse themselves, whether or not they decide not to make a judgment or to stay in judgment of a case that is brought by someone that is giving them presents, giving them vacations. It happens in legislature. There's so many super PACs and donations that go on. Corporations are allowed to just toss money at people that they think will help promote what they want for their corporation. And they have all this position of influence and power and authority because they're already rich. Meanwhile, the very citizens who vote in the people, the very citizens who are suffering, who are poor, who would love to learn, who want these people to be an expert in the field, who want them to show up for them, the citizens end up disappointed because all of their time, all of their attention is being taken up by some corporation or some billionaire who has all that power. And the very citizens who needed the help, who needed the representation, who thought maybe this person will actually be on my side, they just get left by the wayside. It's a truly sucky situation. And the thing is for it to stop, the very people who are getting all these presents and getting all these vacations, the very people who are benefiting the most from this situation are the ones who would have to change it. They would have to actually enact regulation and actually have to say, I'm principled and I refuse to accept this. This needs to change. Instead, they don't, because it's kind of hard to say, oh yeah, I'm gonna turn down all these amazing things that I keep getting happening in my life. Oh, I'm being well taken care of by my pals by my friends and I want to keep this friendship. So obviously I'm going to do the things that they like. There's like no incentive for them to change. And so the regulations don't change. It's not ethical, but it still constantly happens. And the people who have the least amount of authority are the ones who need the regulations to change the most. And they can't do anything about it. The average citizen doesn't have options. As soon as they vote someone in, immediately, there's all the money, there's all the perks, right there waiting for them, ready to corrupt them and make them distracted. Even if they try to be principled and try not to fall into that, their time still gets so consumed. And the people that they work with might be accepting those things, might not be willing to work with them as a team to accomplish some new regulation or goal. It becomes a real struggle. And so I see people complain about the division in politics and in the government, when in reality, most of that division really just seems to be coming from the very rich people and the very rich corporations that don't want regulations to be enacted against what they are pursuing. They say to their friend, hey, you're a politician, and I know we're just friends and stuff, but also, I'm really trying to get this project off the ground. And the politician sees all that has been done for them by them, and it's hard for them not to be incentivized to lean in their direction, even if it would not help the average citizen. Even if the corporation is so powerful and so rich already that they could never possibly actually need more, they just want more. They're always saying, oh yeah, we're trying to grow. We are a growing business. We are a company that is conquering other sectors. But in reality, the people who need help the most are the ones who are desperate. They're not in a position to conquer anything. The people who are supposed to help them just don't show up because they're already bogged down by a busy schedule with people who do live constantly in a state of privilege. And so they can't really think about the citizens who voted for them because they kind of are an afterthought. It sucks.